This is the 2020 Nissan GT-R infotainment system. I'm Josh Smith with GottaBeMobile.com. I'm going to walk you through what you need to know about how this system works. Overall, the infotainment system in the 2020 Nissan GT-R is very easy to use. We have a lot of options using the built-in options, a lot of settings that we can change, navigation, and we also have support for Apple CarPlay. Now, there is no Android Auto support, so you're going to have to wait at least another year to see if that arrives on the GT-R. Now, that's pretty standard for Nissan, but what's really different is the cool custom views that you have in the 2020 Nissan GT-R. This is a GT-R feature, and these menus are basically straight out of Gran Turismo. The same company that made the Gran Turismo graphics has designed this, and so we have a variety of options. We have 5 different screens here, and they show us different information, and I can scroll through here, and what's interesting is I can edit these and I can change it and show what I want in any of these different options. So you can choose what's important to you. You can scroll through these using the dial here or a dial that's down on the center console. And there's just a variety of different options. You're going to be able to choose the gauges that you want and really customize what you want your car to show you when you're in these different settings. And then finally, there's a stopwatch option, which will allow you to see some different stuff if you're driving on the track. Starting with the menu buttons here, this is our home button. It will take us to the home screen, and on here we can go to a variety of different menu options. There are some that are pre-configured, and then as you saw over here, we can edit this menu and do a few different options based on what we want this screen and the other screens to look like. So if we want shortcuts to different items, whether that's a widget or that is a shortcut icon, we can go ahead and add those to this screen. So there's a lot of customization that you can do. Now there's also a hard physical button for the map, so you can push that. It'll bring you up to the map here, and from there we can kind of drag around and see different information. And there are some different options. So as we've moved around, we can also hit back. One of the nice things about this system is we have a variety of hard buttons that give you quick access to features that you'd want. A cool option is the ability to switch the modes with a physical button here. So I can toggle between auto, and I can manually adjust my brightness when the auto switch is on. The automatic basically is going to switch between night mode and day mode, or I can push that button, which is handy if the lighting just isn't right and the system hasn't toggled over. If I tap on audio, it's going to take me to our audio screen. Here we have Sirius XM, so I can go to any of those options. I can also tap on source, and I have a variety of options from AM, FM, Sirius, CD, and then I also have 2 USB ports, a Bluetooth audio, and an aux. On the phone option, here we can connect a phone for Bluetooth calls. Depending on your phone, you may be able to do text messaging. When we're in the information, a lot of this is going to be Sirius XM, so I can tap on fuel prices. It's going to find fuel near me, and it knows that the GT-R needs premium, so it's going to show me the fuel price, as well as give me a general indicator of where I need to go. And if I want to go to one of these stations, I can tap on it, and it's going to show it to me. I can hit go here, and it would give me directions to that location. There's a few of the handy things that you can check out in the Nissan GT-R infotainment system. Here we can see different movies. If I scroll down, we'll find here's Stuber. It's a comedy with an Uber driver named Stu who drives a Nissan Leaf. Not quite a GT-R, but it's a pretty nice little car. On the map screen, there are a variety of options. I can go into my map menu to save location, check nearby points of interest, and that will allow me to search for a variety of different things, including rest areas, which is handy when you're traveling. You're probably going to use Yelp for a lot of these options, but it's nice to have them in here if you need them when you're driving. We can also adjust our map view to a variety of options, including a split, which is kind of handy if you want to focus in on your actual driving, as well as an overview of the map. We can also turn on and off different icons for the map so that we'll see those things as we go. Traffic info setting, here we can see if we want traffic information to show up on the map, if we want announcements, and if we want to see the traffic flow on the map. If you need help looking for a destination, you can tap this little icon here, and it's going to go ahead and and that's actually going to call in, and you can talk to someone to find a location, and they can send it to your system right here. We also go into navigation, which has its own separate menu. Here we can look at a street address, nearby points of interest. We can tap to go home, tap into our address book, see our previous destinations. I like being able to set an intersection to go for, because sometimes you just want to get to a certain area. You can also do a connected search. I can change my display settings here, adjust the brightness, change the contrast, and even change the background color for day or night. And again, that's something that's easy to toggle to using this hard button here, and it's really nice to have that ability. I can go into clock, I can change some of my options, including the time, whether I want the time to have any offset. So if you're constantly running late, you can set the time ahead, 10 minutes, and make sure that you get there on time. We have sound options where we can control our bass, treble, balance, fade. We can also turn speed sensitive volume on, and there's 3 different options for that. Here I can adjust all of my different volumes. I have my audio volume, and that's for the music that I'm listening to. I have my guidance volume. Louder. So sometimes you want your guidance volume to be pretty loud, that way you can hear it, but you want your audio volume to be much lower. I can adjust my ringtone volume, which is handy, and then I can also change the volume for my incoming call in Siri, as well as the outgoing call, so it gives a little bit of a boost to your outgoing call. You can also control the volume for Nissan Connect services, and if I scroll down, it looks like we can turn button beeps on and off and turn the guidance voice on and off. There's a variety of different options. We can go into sonar, and we can turn different options on. We can adjust the sensitivity of the sonar as well as the volume. And the sonar is basically what's going to keep you from bumping into things. It's really handy as you're trying to get fully into a parking spot and you want to make sure that you don't get too close to anything. Under comfort and convenience settings, we can change the interior illumination, set light sensitivity, change our speed sensing wiper interval, change how long the lights will stay on after we turn the car off, turn selective door unlocked on or off, so that way only one door unlocks or all of them unlock, and in turn the intelligent key lock and unlock on or off. And then we can also reset this completely if we want to. There's a couple other options for voice recognition. I like to turn minimize voice feedback on, and basically that's going to let you, once you know the system, talk and interact with it much faster than getting all these voice prompts as you're trying to get stuff set up. You can go into camera settings, and when you're using the reverse camera, you can have predictive lines on or off. And then we have Apple CarPlay settings. We can have always start Apple CarPlay. I have that set to on because if I plug my phone in, I really want CarPlay to start. And we also have help as well as startup information. So when you plug your phone in, you have Apple CarPlay. This is a pretty standard Apple CarPlay implementation. We have our Apple apps as well as other CarPlay apps like Audible, Google Maps, Spotify, and Waves that we have installed. And if you want to go back to the Nissan thing, you just hit the menu here, and that'll take you right back here. From there, I can get back in by tapping Apple CarPlay. Thanks for joining me to take a look at the infotainment system in the 2020 Nissan GT-R. You can check out more of our coverage of the 50th anniversary GT-R as well as the 2020 GT-R Nismo over at Gotta Be Mobile, and there'll be some links in the description to our other videos on these vehicles. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. That helps us out. If you want to see more like this, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you get an alert when we post a new video. Thanks for watching.